Welcome to Papa Junk Shop. Well, this wasn't expected. You know how on your computer you see these things, you might be interested in this, eBay thing off to the side, and it was a pure Sinewave inverter, and it was up for bid, and I looked it up and seen what it went for, and I put in a bid that was less than half of what the thing, I guess you'd say, retails for, and just put a bid on it and forgot about it, and all at once I got a notice that I won the thing. So here it is. I guess we're going to check it out. So maybe I'll have to make one of those portable solar power stations, or whatever you call them. I don't know, it's an odd brand thing, so it's supposed to have a wireless remote. Renoster? There's the remote. Apparently it can be handheld, or it's got some holes and a ridge so you can mount it if you wanted to. It's kind of neat. And it's supposed to be, there's a USB charging port, so it's rechargeable. Actually, it looks like it's packed pretty well. It's got some of that really tough foam. Gee, it's got some heft to it. Kind of surprised. First glance, it don't look that bad. Rated power 1000 watts, surge power 2000. It shows a sine wave there. We'll find out shortly. You get some cables. They don't look too hefty, but see if I can see what it says on them. Uh, 450, 750 volt. A lot of Chinese names. Huh. Let's see where it actually says. Well, I don't see any size on it, or else I'm just not understanding what it says. So, and we get some fuses, a couple of screws, must be to mount that remote thing, a USB cable to charge the remote, and a little manual. Let's see what that amounts to. High frequency inverter. Okay, it tells you the parameters for different models. Apparently they make 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500, and a 3000 watt one. And the remote's supposed to show you product input voltage, frequency, product output voltage, battery power, product waveform, municipal connection, with charging function. I don't think this will have that. Working status, high voltage, low voltage protection. That's for the remote. So you got about 4 pages in English, the rest of it's different languages. Okay. So let me grab a battery and we'll hook her up and see if she'll do what she says. Usually, lately, when you watch my videos, I get my old antique meters out and hook things up, but I decided to spring for one of these, and I made a little holder for it. So now we can monitor the DC side coming in, and then I got my one for monitoring the AC side out. So we got to be able to see how efficient and stuff it is too. So let me get a battery and we'll hook her up and see if she works. Okay, I don't have a big lithium battery, so I got a lead acid deep cycle battery, one of the old camper batteries that we're going to use for the test, and I got it hooked up. I'm going to use the original cables that came with it, and I used a resistor to pre-charge it just so everybody's happy, even though I normally don't. And I think we're ready to turn her on, see if electric comes out or smoke comes out. So I'm going to see if this thing will work. I don't know if it's charged or not. I'm going to push the on off button and see what happens. Well, that came on. So I wonder if I got to push it a second time. There we go. Green light, come on. Okay, says 123 volts out, 60 cycles. And then it goes off. Okay. But the inverter stayed on, so apparently this time's out. Either that or else it needs charged. And that was it. Let me push it off again. No, come back on. We're using 0 watts. And it shows the battery about half, so we got a smiley face there. Let's see, it says you can switch from lithium to, what does it say, 3.7 volts. There it says 12.9. Apparently it gives you voltage per cell if you're using lithium, maybe? Guy could read the instructions, I suppose, but that wouldn't be no fun. Okay, we got her on. Let's see how she acts. Now I've got this down here, and I've reset all of this for 0. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, with nothing on, it's drawn 350 milliamps or 4.4 watts at idle. So I have 4 250 watt heaters hooked up here. I'm going to turn them on one at a time. Here goes the first one. Okay, hopefully you can see it. It says 400 and, oh, we got 2 heaters on. One of them was already on, I guess. Let me turn it back off. Okay. So, let's see how many watts this thing says. 268. And this says 260. Now it's changing. 255 and 250. Okay, this thing's kind of nice. So let's turn on a second one. Okay, we're at 45 amps going in. Oh, the old battery's at 11.4 volts already. So we'll let it run for a little bit. Don't feel any heat. No fan yet. And let that run for a few minutes. Let's get the USB cable out and plug that remote in, charge it. Well, I got it plugged in. It doesn't say anything about charging. I don't see any indicator. See if it stays on now, if it goes right back off again. Well, with it plugged in, it's staying. Nope, it isn't. It stayed on a little longer though, I do believe. Okay, we'll let her charge, I think. Okay. 460 watts. Everything is staying cool yet. No fans yet. Let's turn the third one on. Uh-oh. 11.2 volts on the battery. Turn that back off. Turn the second one off. Turn them all off. Okay, there she went out. So, let me get a little boost for this battery. Okay, now I got two not so great batteries hooked up in a charger, so see if we can get any power out of her now. So, there's one heater, two heaters. This is where we were before, the third heater. Okay, we're holding at 12. Well, 12 volts now. 64 amps. We got 720 watts there, and let's see what this thing says. 691. And this is 8 something. This is the DC side, this is the AC side, so we're down to 108 volts, 107, 11.1 volts. Now before the batteries go bonkers, let's turn the fourth one on. Fan just come on the inverter. $722 watts. We're down 11.3 volts again. Boy, I'm not going to be able to test this thing out unless I get some good batteries, huh? Yeah, we'll let her go until she shuts off. Leave that big load right on there and see. Yeah, I can feel a little bit of warmth on the sides. You know, you guys love those beepers. $98 volts, 731 watts. Why have we still got a smiley face? It shouldn't be. 10.5 volts on the input, it says. 2.5 amps on the DC side. Yeah, them cables are considerably warm. That might be part of our problem. Well, you guys want to keep watching, or you want me to let you know what happens? Battery's holding at 11.2 over here, 10.5 there, so maybe I should round up some heavier cables, see how it acts. Let's do that. Let's turn the heaters off one at a time, see if that beeping goes away. Yep, as soon as I turned the last one off, it went away. Okay, let me see about getting some heavier cables on that. Okay, I got some heavier cables on there. They're the ones that came with my 2000 watt inverter. They're double what the other ones were, so let's fire it back up. Got the soft start. There, we're 123 volts, 13.7 volts. That won't last long. Okay, turn some heaters on again. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 959 watts there on the DC side, and 820, 16, or 103 volts, 11.1. I wish this would stay on a little longer. Maybe there's a way to get it. I should look at the manual. Oh, here we go again already. Well, looks like I can't get enough juice to keep these things happy. We at 88 amps. And we're blowing warm air. I wouldn't say it was hot. Turn one off. Oh, just kicked the tripod. You guys get hurt? Okay, so we're going to keep beeping. I wonder what this reset does. Reset it. Didn't do anything there. Well, once that thing goes into an alarm, sounds like you gotta shut it right down. Okay, there's just 2 heaters running. There's 1 heater running. Let's see, the voltage just come back up to 12 volts here. Let's see what it is. According to this, 11.9, well, 12 there now. Try to reset again. Seems like it just resets this display. Well, that's aggravating. But the load or the alarm should be off because things are back to normal. Okay, let me turn it off. Hold it longer. Yep. Everything's back to 0. Okay, well, it works, and we almost had it up to load. I think probably it would do the 1000 watts like it says if I had enough decent battery here. So let's unhook it, and let's see, them cables? No, them cables didn't get warm. I'll get it disconnected, and we'll take some screws out and see what the innards looks like. Wouldn't be a good video if you couldn't see the innards. I'll be back. So I decided to look at where I bought this, originally eBay, and I was thinking it looked a little different than what I remembered, and sure enough it shows the meter here. Mine doesn't have it, it's just got the switch and the 2 lights, so they misrepresented it there. And I'm thinking that, oh yeah, there you can see it better. Let's see. Okay, that stuff is okay. I was thinking that it had different terminals there, but that's right. So, missing a meter. Yay, time to look inside. Well, there's what we got. What do we got? Just something floating in there? That must be for the remote stuff. Jeepers. Got some sticky stuff and nothing to stick it to. Holy mackerel. So we've got extra heatsink on this side. Would that be the DC side? I don't know. And this is just on the case. Ancillary coils. This must be for current measuring. Looks pretty typical, I guess. We got 3 fuses piled up right here. And I think, let me get my magnifier here. Yeah, they're in socket, so they will come out. So let's see if I can get a look at the capacitors. Okay, these are 4,700 microfarads at 25 volt. So that must be the DC side. And these are 100 microfarad at 200 50 volt over here. Just kind of an overall look, I guess. It looks reasonable for what you're paying. So 12 volt, I'm guessing 03, I'm not sure, don't really give a wattage or anything there. And you do have a temperature sensing thing right on the MOSFET, which is nice. I guess that's what that's for. Runs up here to that. Let's see. Everything seems to be tight, secure. The board seems to be firm. Let's see. The ground pin is not connected to anything. There's no wires on it. Unless it grounds out on the case, which I don't believe it does. It'll have a floating ground, so there's no ground on the AC side. And you do have an adjustment pot right there. See what it says by it. RF1. AC out. So maybe you can adjust the output voltage there. I'm not going to mess with it because it was 123 with no load, so we'll leave it at that. But for the amount of money I got it, I guess it's alright. But this is, I wouldn't say this is a desirable way to mount something. Airflow wise, I think these things would cool much better if they had more incoming air. There isn't a lot of airflow here. Well, this is my little 800 watt one that you guys have seen me use. And this is 1000 watt. You can see there's quite a difference in the size of the case. It is larger. So we'll find out, because I'll use this one on the bench now, and we'll run it a little bit and see how it acts. I wish I had a 100 amp lithium iron phosphate battery that we could hook into it and see how it really performs, but mine are all being used at, at the present time, so I need to get a loose one here to have for shop projects, running things. So I guess for the amount of money I spent, it does seem to pretty much do what it says it'll do. I mean, we had it up to what, 900 and something, and the battery voltage was low, so it no doubt if they had proper input voltage and amperage that it would do the 1000 watts. Alright, so if you enjoyed this little nonsense video, give me a thumbs up. Haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey guys, I'm back. I was looking at this some more, and looking at this circuit board. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not, but all of the parts have a value. Like up here it says 450 volt, 100 microfarad, and all the resistors are labeled with a value. Now that's pretty nice, because you know, one of these goes up in smoke and you don't know what it was, you don't have a diagram or nothing, you can't replace it because you didn't know what it was to start with. So I think that's pretty nice. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Hey, I forgot to look at the waveform. That waveform is from my Palmister hybrid solar inverter that's running in the garage. And like I say, this is an antique oscilloscope. You can see a little bit of a ripple right there. It might be the scope. But let's put her on the new inverter here. Let's see. Okay, so we got, oh, I guess I'm not turning the right conundrum. I'm upside down here, so we still got that. But that's a little rougher looking, but it is a sine wave. Let me turn one of the heaters on here. Just put a load on, see. Don't seem to make much difference. Oh, not sure what to think here. Yeah, definitely made a difference, didn't it? So she's not the purest sine wave, but it is a sine wave. So just thought I'd throw that in there. Oh yeah, one more thing. The USB, the inverter is turned off, and the USB works when the inverter is turned off. If I turn it on, this stays on too. So the USB port's active all the time. Also looked at the owner's manual, I guess you'd call it, and there's some misspellings in there. And right on the main label, how you like that word? I think it's supposed to be rated power.